to Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 with me, Kim Sawyer. Hope you guys are all well and enjoying your day, whatever you're up to. So, as you can see in the top right hand corner there, we are on version 1.4.9. The Steam Workshop now works with this, so you can sort of like get modded mods from there now, which is a lot more easier than having to sort of download them and do all the rest of it. You just put them in and hope, and away you should go. I don't know how to see how they'd appear. I'm just going to quickly look, see if mine appear. So I'm going to quickly pop out of here. Save and go return to game menu. Because I don't actually, because this is literally car showroom. My first time of playing with these mods. Ah yes, yeah, here we go. Yeah. So they are working. Brilliant. As you can see, I've got that Bentley there. What else I've got? I've got Pontiac GTO, that one there. That Daimler. I think that's that I haven't got because that's part of DLC. That is the mod. I've got that one as well, and that one as well. That one as well. That as well. That little freewheeler as well. When I get them, when I find them in a scrapyard or whatever, I'll purchase them and we'll do restorations of them. But as things go, I quickly, briefly, let me out. Come on, let me back out. Return to menu. Okay, click on that one. So that's how you see if they've gone in. So if you're not sure if it's gone in, just look in your car, the car showroom, and it should appear there if it's installed it correctly or not. Have a bit of a drink. Right. So I've got this one here ready to go to do a restoration on that at some point, but we're doing this one today. So the first things first, I don't think it's going to start, I doubt it's going to start, but let's try start it up anyway. Oh, it does run. It does run. It's missing bits. I wonder if I can get it onto the test path. Let's try. No, didn't think so. No oil. Okay, I'll see if I can put some oil in it. And just a touch of oil. Oh look, it's missing all sorts of bits on this. We can see the problem straight away. Okay, so I'll have to scrap that idea. We'll just have to do it this way. So compression test first. See how bad the engine really is. Pretty bad. Okay. Next, we can't do that because it's too old. Try the fuel flow test. Pretty bad too. Just for S&Gs, check tyres. I know they're going to be shot. I'm going to be replacing them anyway, so yeah. As I suspected. But just to show you guys what's going on with this thing. Cool. Right. I hope you guys are all well and enjoying your day, wherever you're up to. Oh, come on, take the battery out. So now they've implemented the Steam Workshop into this, it's going to open the whole world. Now, anyone out there, I've said this once before in one of my episodes, but anyone listening in that is good hand at making mods for this, if you can make a Golf GTI mod, Mark II Golf GTI mod, I would be incredibly happy, because I'd love to. Although I've worked on them, I've worked on a fair few in my time. That and Mini Coopers. A Mini Cooper would be nice as well. A Mini Cooper S. Why can't I take part mount? It should be okay. It's inaccessible from Engine Bay, but it's where I am. Okay. Let's take these other bits out while I'm at it as well. Take that out. Put the rest of it in. Now it shouldn't have any oil in it at all, should it? Let's get this battery onto charge. Are you sure? I want to think about it for a little while. Right, let's start stripping these body panels off as well. Got another one of these in the car parking, which I'm going to keep for myself. This one I'll just flip it and set it on. I should really take a few panels off, so it's not really a fair comparison, but 21 grand, roughly 20 and a half. So say round up a little bit, 23, maybe 24 grand when we first started this. I think that's what I roughly pay. I've bought this as a barn find. It's been sat in parking for a while actually. Again, the body work isn't in too bad a nick. Just a bit of TLC really needed. The engines, the bits that shot to bits. So someone's been nicking all the parts from it by the looks of things. It's never a good thing. But anyhow, we shall proceed as we move on. No, again, this is one of my popular ones because I don't get many views on this now, and I'm sort of umming and ahhing whether I should continue doing this. Right. Need to get that steering wheel out as well. Come on. Thank you. Right. Okay. So let's bring this thing up into the air. Jump under here. It's good that they've added that now, so the Steam Workshop will open this game up a fair amount now. Because like Sinky was asking a few episodes back about, is it all just the same cars? You know, now it's going to add a lot more cars into it. So, you know, good step from Red Dot to do that. Game I'm still toying with buying at the moment. It was a treat for myself. And I might put it onto the channel. Again, I'm just at the back of my mind of everything that's going on. I was thinking about getting Project Cars 2, because I may have mentioned this once before. I haven't played a decent racing game for a while now. Problem is, I used to just get fed up playing them. I played a lot of them when I was younger. I think I was like year on year out buying the newest Toka car, touring car. That's my favourite racing, British touring car racing. On a whole, that's what I prefer doing. I'm not so big fan. I did play Formula 1. I think 2016, 2015, 2016. Which weren't bad games, don't get me wrong, but they just got repetitive very quickly. At least with Project Cars. I never played the first one. second one, both of them look pretty good, to be fair, and they'll work with my my sim dash as well. So talking about the sim dash, I've still not yet tried to sort of set up the air compressor, well, the air gauge. It's again at the back of my mind with everything that's going on. It's just a case of just doing some recording where I can. You guys, most of you long-term subscribers know the score. Trying to balance YouTube around life is not an easy balance to make, especially if you've got commitments like work. And other odds and sods going on. Take all that out while I'm at it too. So it's the back end more or less stripped down. Let's take these all out. And please guys, let me know if you're finding this too repetitive now, if you're getting sick of it. Let me know. So look, yeah, probably a good idea to script, you know, call it a day on this. Then that just frees up more time. I tend to play the games I want to play anyway, as you guys and girls know. I have no real schedule like some of the big pro YouTubers and everything else. And you know these reasons why for that as well. It's a case of, again, I've said this once before and I'll say it again till I'm blue in the face. You know, I don't like painting myself into a corner. So that's why I steer clear of doing schedules. Because it just makes it more enjoyable for me doing it this way. And it makes it less scripted and everything else for you guys. It's more from the heart rather than a Daggerwin special. Right. Tell you something made me laugh the other day when I was waiting for a train. Now, basically, this is a small break room. It wasn't freezing cold outside, but it wasn't particularly warm. So, you know, I came into it and it was empty when I walked in there. I think there's one person sitting there. And with that, sort of like sat down on these very uncomfortable benches, just like these wooden. I prefer the old steel benches, to be honest. They're slightly more comfortable than these things that I'd sit on. It's like a wooden. Look very nice, not very comfortable at all. Especially me, because I'm a bit on the bonier side, so to speak. I've got not much meat on the bone. These things really, the timber just sat there and it really dug into the cheekbones and on my hip bones really quickly, and I was like, I don't think I can sit here for very long. Excuse me. as you guys know, I've also given up smoking as well. It's day 4, day 5 now, I think. Well, coughing more now than I was before, ironically enough. We'll take that all out in one lump. But anyway, back to what I was saying for the train station. So, it's eventually, long story short, it just, everyone started piling in, and I'm like, right, okay. And this man and this woman came in. I thought initially they were both together, because they walked in together, and they were walking round together. So, oops, I put that in the wrong place. That needs to go to... Got so used to doing one all the time now. Let's whip the engine out. Stick it on the crane and stick it over here on the stand. I don't know why it does that. It's always upside down. I'll do that at some point. But let's walk over to the... Let's see when we got everything off this. Yeah, everything is pretty much off this now. Right? Let's get the old welder. Yeah, so they started walking around, and with that, the bloke sort of sat next to me, but on like not a bench or anything. It was on this like wooden, like kind of stand kind of thing. So he sat down on that. And the woman just stood there, and then I was like, well, they can't be together, otherwise she'd be standing next to him talking, surely. So with that, I just thought, okay, and it was getting very stuffy very quickly in there. So then I was like, right, yeah, I don't like this now. There's too many people in here, and it's getting stuffy. So someone had some really cheap aftershave on as well, which is just stinking the place out. So I was just like, right, okay. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to return this to sender, aren't I? Maybe if I try to look away, trick, there we go. Return to sender. Return to sender. Cool. Yeah, so I was just like, right, okay, I can't be dealing with this. I'm going to go outside now. Because literally I only had 2 more minutes to wait for the train. And I fancied to walk up and down this platform anyway, so... I stood up, the bloke then started getting ready to jump my seat. I looked at him and I was like, no. And it was just like, he looked at me and gave me right evils. And then I looked at the lady and I smiled and I said, excuse me madam, do you want to sit down here? And she smiled back at me and she said, oh, are you sure? And I said, yeah. And I said, it's getting uncomfortable and I want to just stretch my legs out on the station anyway. So... use. Thank you. Return to sender. So that she, oh thank you. So she sat down. I then went, right, okay, cool. Jobs are good, and let's have a look and see what the value of this so far is. So 6.5, or just under 6.5. The frame condition is 100%, and the interior condition is also 100%. Now let's go and wander over to the... Actually, I better separate the tyres, and we'll do that now. We'll do separate. We're not going to keep these. Actually, I've got 4 sets of them I can get rid of. And separate parts. Is that finished? Take. But the evil this bloke was giving me, because I gave my seat up to a lady. I couldn't believe it. Really couldn't believe it. I bet some of you guys are, cool, there's not many like you. It's an old school method of thinking. Yeah, it is, unfortunately. Doesn't kind of gel in with today's modern society of wanting everything yesterday. Gotta be somewhere yesterday. Yada yada yada, etc, etc, etc. So I don't know, I just literally walked out of this little station and she smiled as I walked out the door. I smiled back at her and said, and just gave her a nod. And then just walked up and down the platform a couple of times. I looked a bit like a loon, I must admit, but everyone else was just standing there, but I walked back and forth. Because I just literally, because the seat had really dug in deep, and I was just like, oh yeah, I need to walk round, because otherwise it's just going to hurt when I sit back down again. Literally about a minute later the train turned up anyway. Didn't see anyone come out there, so I'm wondering why they're all sitting there. They could have been waiting, because the opposite platform didn't have a waiting room. It was only the platform we were on. It had like a bunch of benches just inside this like cubby hole. Oh, we're breaking bits here. Some of this is definitely getting broken. Done. I'll start putting some of the frame. I'll probably work on the back end of the frame, and then I'll call it a day at that. See, it's ticking on a bit. Stick that back on. Stick that back on. Stick that back on. Things we will need. One of the brake shoes. Oh, I did make it. Definitely need. I know exactly what we're going to need from the brakes department. I know. Now, because I've got the tuning, body tuning shop as well. I wonder if we can get some body parts to this thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Whether I'm going to really go nuts with it or just give it a light tuning. Because I don't really see this thing being used for racing. It's just too heavy. You'd have to strip the life out of it just before you got any real performance out of it. I might stick some little bits and pieces on it. We'll see how it goes on the engine block side of it once I restore that. If it turns out the heads are smashed, then I'll use the I might put the pistons in it. I'm not sure. I'm just playing it by gut at the moment. No real plan, guys, as you know me. So what do we need? We need brake parts, I know that. And we need suspension bits. So we need at least two of them. Two of them. Two of them. Two of them. That's probably two of them. Two of them. Two of them. And brakes. We need two of them. Two of them. And two of them. Spring made it. Cool. Cool beans. Oh yeah, gonna need two shock absorbers as well. Another thing, my older sister came up to me as well, and she's like, she was having problems with her car. So what I did, I said I'll have a look at it. I said I haven't worked on a newer car for a long time though, so bear that in mind. Yeah, too tight bees. Sorry guys. Interruption there. Right, okay. Forgotten what I was saying. Yeah, so I took a quick look at it and that I was like, okay. I said, what's the problem? She goes, oh, it's really noisy, making this horrible squeaking noise. And I said, well, okay. And I sort of like ran through my normal mechanic head and I said, so is it more noisy when you're doing certain things, like if you've got lights on, etc.? Or if you've got more electrical items on, is it more noisy then? Or less noisy? Or noisy when the engine's cold? Or... And I just went through a series of questions with her and she said, well, yeah, no, it's noisy a lot when you put the air conditioning on. And she said it almost kills the engine. And I was like, right, okay. That doesn't sound good. Because I can't do anything with that anyway, because I don't have relevant... Because you need a special license to do that, because it's under pressure. You need a special bit of equipment as well to deal with it. Which I don't have. I know someone has, but I don't have. Hang on. Let's get some bearings. Suspension. So I fired it up, and as I could hear this thing, it was like making this screeching noise, and I was like ferreted around the engine to try and find it. And I was like, right, okay, it's towards the lower end of the engine. It's like not the water pump. It looks more like it was more towards the air conditioning pump. And so I was like, right, okay, the only way I can find out now is by turning the air conditioning pump and see what happens. And I did literally need to kill the engine. And I was like, yeah, that's what I thought it was. Air conditioning pump's knackers. Either getting tired and it's beginning to seize, or it's something's going wrong with the bearings inside. Either way, small bushings, small Kate bushings we need, didn't we? So she said, well, if I buy the part, can you do it for me? I said, no, I can't. I can't do it as much as I know how to do it. I actually know how to do it. I know, you know, if I blagged a bit of equipment from my mate, I could probably do it. But again, I'm not licensed to do it. And so it was small. So I said to her, look, I said, just go round, look for some quotation. There's plenty workshops that do it for it. Just make sure they're licensed to do it. Not some fly-by-night. I'll just buy 20 of them. Company that's gonna rip her off, sort of thing. Ah, it's shock absorber type G. That's no, I forgot something in all the excitement. Okay. Oh, it's more or less half an hour up. So what I'll do off screen, I'll build the rest of the subframe, because you guys have seen me do that so many times. And what I'll do, I'll probably strip this engine down as well, and then when I restart it, I'll start building it all back up again, and then we'll go from that point on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, again, feel free to like, and if you know anyone else that may also enjoy watching it, again, feel free to share. It helps me out a lot, and I don't mind you sharing. If you didn't like this, please feel free to dislike, but please let me know why in the comments down below, so I can improve in the future. If you are new to the channel and will see future episodes of this or anything else that I'm working on, please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. TTFN.